Evening, guys. 9:30 at night, West Coast time. It's September 20th, 2024. The Weaver Agency of Rosemont, California. You're zombie out here. Okay, so there have been a few things that got my attention. Actually, one major thing that always keeps getting my attention, and people keep forgetting about this damn crap in the first place. It's a very contentious political season we're dealing with. Too many fingers pointing and not enough people listening to reason and logic out of time. Just going with the emotions and they're screwing themselves over one way or another without trying to figure out the logic of the damn thing and think they're entitled to one way, but it's not. What I'm trying to indicate is the companies and entities we depend upon are either considered public utilities or considered private enterprises that we contract with for our needs. Primarily, what we're doing right now is communicating. We have social media platforms created ever since we actually had computers working as PCs, desktops, and we actually had the AOL and CompuServe and other bulletin boards out there that people actually used to chat. We also had chat boards out there too. And it was a new thing when it came out. People are ecstatic, excited. They can do things they hadn't done, like talk to somebody and send email. And they never realized that all the terms and conditions they were clicking OK on, did they ever bother to read the damn legalese? That's what always gets them is the damn legalese. They don't care. They just click on it and go for the excitement. It's like getting on a ride at an amusement park, and then they hand you, before you get on there, they hand you a clipboard. And on the clipboard are terms and conditions, rules and regulations, safety concerns. You must read the stuff before you get to the ride and sign it. Of course, you may be closer to the ride than you think. Don't just say, just sign it. You'll be alright. It's no problem. It's safe. It's safe. In fact, that car previous to you, wait a second, what happened to that car? It's coming off the rails. Oops. Did they actually sign the paperwork? The disclaimers, the waivers, non-disclosures, the legalese. Oh, they did. Good. We don't get to pay for their injuries then. We didn't get to pay for them. There. Okay. But the ride is perfectly safe. Just sign over the damn paperwork and agree to everything, and it'll be no problem. That was just a fluke on the car. I mean, you couldn't stay on the rails long enough, and the seatbelts were, well, I don't think they were fastened correctly because it's not my job to check on the seatbelts. It's someone else's job, isn't it? And I'm not quite sure about the safety bars on the ride itself. Of course, last time it had been maintenance was about 3, 4 years ago. Not much oil on those rollers there. But hey, they signed the paperwork. So they should be fine. Oh, I see your group is next. Come on. Did you get the paperwork signed? You didn't. Then you don't get to be going on. Until you sign that paperwork, you cannot ride this ride. That's the rules and regulations. It's in the paperwork. So you're just going to go somewhere else. Okay, fine. Did you get your paperwork signed, folks? You did. Come on, boy. We got to see the way it is for you. Yeah, welcome to the rickety roller coaster of the internet. Nobody had terms and conditions when we actually had these damn things signed out because nobody else was trying to figure the shit out in the first place. And if they were, we didn't understand the legalese. In fact, still we don't understand half the legalese anyway. Because we're not lawyers. We're not paralegals. So it's not written in a common sense English that we can actually say it's your fault if something happens and we're not responsible or liable for the actions. You agreed to these terms and conditions. You wanted to use our platform. You wanted to use our device here. You wanted to use Well, now you have to understand where the consequences are. They think that the internet is utility. Well, at least some people out there anyway. But it's not. It's a private corporation. It's a private company. And what's worse than that, there had been lawsuits, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to search my damn memory on this one. There had been Supreme Court cases making making these headways one way or another, trying to determine if the telecos, that they call them at, probably telecommunication companies, or the internet service providers, or whatever kind of language they're using, it doesn't matter. If they're using them, you're under their contract. Now, a long time ago, we may have considered the phone as public utility. Mom, pack bell, baby bills, GTE. We thought the landlines were utilities. In fact, we used them as such. But they're really corporations. They're really companies we contracted with, because when we signed up the paperwork with the salespeople on it, we were surrendering something to the legalese. But if they weren't considered a utility company, then that would be public domain and also subject to rules and regulations. If I'm not mistaken, they actually had rules and regulations concerning about the telecommunications out there until we actually had changes of Congress, changes of Supreme Court, and then bingo. Where's the rules and regulations go? Now we got cell phones, telecommunications devices. Where's the rules and regulations on those damn things? Because of past laws that were dismissed. People don't want to remember. People want to complain. They don't want to do the research to find out the reasons why. It's too complicated, too convoluted for them. It's too intelligent for them to do so. I say this from experience because I've been coming across this damn stuff for years. For years. They've been in the papers. They have been talked about on news organizations. And not just CNN and not just Fox News. I mean, prior to that, CBS, NBC, ABC. That's three major honchos a long time ago. There had been newsreels about it. There had been major newspapers talking about this stuff. For decades they've been talking about this damn shit. They must have published about books on this damn crap. I'm sorry, do people know how to read books? Actual hard copy or microfiche? Do they actually know how to research this shit? No, they don't want to. They don't care. They want somebody else to do the job for them. So I blame it on them. You don't want to do the fucking homework? Don't bitch about it. You got to do the homework, and then you get screwed up on it? Well, bitch about it. And then you have to take a look and see whether or not you did your best on the damn shit to understand what they were talking about in the first place. Because this is not a public utilities. These are private corporations. And there may have been times when these guys that came over to Congress said, do something about this damn thing. And they just went, oh, what about this? What about that? It's different. It's different. It's everyone's fault. And it's those idiots I blame the voters because they're the ones putting in the fucking idiots. They're screwing them over left and right. Don't blame me for it. Blame yourselves. You didn't want the telecommunications going. Otherwise, you'd be bitching and griping about it. If you want them to be subject under rules and regulations of Congress, any laws, then you're going to have Congress to draft the damn stuff. That means senators and representatives. And if they can't do that shit, don't blame me about it. I'm just saying what the hell's going on all these years. It pisses me off that they think certain expected things are a given. They're not a given, damn it. Even for the people I know are older than I am, ought to know better. But they don't. They don't want to keep an open mind, but they also don't want to do the research either. They don't want to believe. It's not believe, it's fact. It's in print. I know some things get to be put in printed, and you think it's real or not. Maybe, maybe not. You have to do your best to be skeptical and tear things apart. Be analytical. Be critical thinking. Ask questions. Do your research on the dark web and everything else beyond the dark web. Yes, there is information out there in books that people can actually pick up and read. There's actually old news information out there on the internet and archives. Of course, you have to pay for the damn services to get them. And you keep thinking that they may or may not be wrong. Well, when it comes down for businesses, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But if they were making a headline splash, it'll be in there somewhere. We live in a digital age of zeros and ones. Everything transferring from microfiche over to regular. And then sometimes you still have to go into microfiche records and the hardcovers to look. Hardcover newspapers or even books published. Somewhere in there, someone's going to have a little piece of nugget information surrounded by all that fluff and stuff to let you know what was and what wasn't. Now, if we're talking about the social media we're dealing with right now of this day and age, yeah, there are articles about it online. And they've had hearings. They've had court hearings on it. That's congressional records. All you got to do is just do Google searches on the damn shit to find out when. Both Senate and Representative. They complain about Facebook. I do too. I also know it's a company I'm contracted with, and I'm not using anything else for social media but that. I'm not into Instagram or Twitter or any one of these little find the night shit going on. I know Facebook's relentless and banging the ass. Like everything else we're dealing with these days. No kidding. Tell me something I don't already know. They can call it whatever names it is. You can call me whatever name it is. You're a socialist. You're a communist. You don't know what freedom of speech is. You don't either. You don't read. You don't research. You don't look. You don't want to do the hard part. You don't want to understand anything because you think it's all bullshit. That's on you, not me. That's on you, not me. I'm saying what it is. I'm saying how I see it, how I've researched it. I don't go into the dark web, but I go to other sources that may look and piss people off left and right. And yeah, corporate media will keep track of some of this stuff because it does affect their bottom line, their profit margins. I know they want to manage the news one way or another, but even with the mismanagement, there's going to be a little bit of a nugget here and a little bit of a nugget there you got to hold on to. And it's up to you to interpret the damn thing. It's not my job to interpret it for you. It's up to your knowledge, your experience, and how you're dealing with this. I'm not the one helping you out on this shit. It's your turn. You want to tell me what I need to know? Or you want me to research it? And if I do research, maybe my interpretation is going to be a lot different than yours. And if it is, well, we got something. We got a gray area in there that's got common nuggets. But if we don't, then we're totally missing the mark, both of us. Or maybe one of us. We'll never know. Until we start comparing notes and try to see the common gray areas. But if it's totally fabricated and it can't be researched and can't be verified, then I know one of us is bullshit. It ain't me. That being said,